Good morning and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to start with our diaper bag. I pre-cut all the pieces. I ironed my front and back panel to get it ready. And we're going to start with the front panel. And what you want to do is lay down your batting, and then you lay your fabric panel on top of your batting, and you're going to take a disappearing marker and you're going to mark or trace whatever pattern you want to use to quilt your piece. I chose to use the diamond pattern. So I traced the diamond pattern onto the panel with the disappearing marker, and then I sewed all the lines that needed sewed for quilting it. And after I got that sewed, I trimmed my excess batting off. And if you want, you can choose to iron over that afterwards. You don't have to, but if you'd like to make it look pressed, and you can iron over it. Next, we're going to put a pocket on the front panel. And the pocket size will be a piece of fabric that you want for the front of the pocket. It's going to be 6 inches wide and 8 inches long. And you want to iron that. That is the lining that I'm ironing. And that's the front of the pocket. And you're going to take your batting and lay it down, and you're going to lay your pretty side of your pocket face up. Then you're going to put your lining on top of that. And you're going to sew 1/4 of an inch of a seam all the way around the sides and the bottom and the top, leaving 1.5 inches opening to turn your pocket right side out when you're finished sewing. You can do your trimming after you get it sewed. Trim as much as you can off without cutting into your stitching. Trim your corner. Once you get it trimmed, you're going to turn it right side, and you're going to push your corners out. After you get your pocket turned right side and your corners pushed out, you're going to iron it. And be sure you use a chopstick to push your corners out, or something without a sharp edge, so that you don't poke a hole in it. But you just push the corners out. Now we're going to iron it and get ready to sew up your opening. You want to stitch it closed. And what I did with mine, I top stitched down that edge, and I top stitched all the way around it. You don't have to top stitch all the way around it, but where I left my opening, I should have made it at the top or the bottom, and instead I made it on the side. So I just top stitched around the edge all the way around the pocket. And you'll see where you close it up. But if you iron that seam down, it's easier to sew it. And what I did was top stitched all the way around the edge of it. And then you want to get your front panel. Place your pocket where you want it on your panel. And pin it down so that you can sew it on there without it moving on you. And when I sewed mine on, because I had top stitched all the way around it already, I just sewed right over the same stitching that I did whenever I top stitched it. But you want to sew down both sides and across the bottom. And you want to always start and back stitch when you start and when you finish. But there was your pocket sewed on. I did my back panel, and you want to do the same thing. You want to take a disappearing marker and mark the pattern you're going to use to quilt it, which I chose the diamond pattern, so I'm doing the diamond pattern again on the back panel. And had to change bobbin. Now I'm going to do my back lining, because this time I'm making a pocket to put on the inside of the bag. And that pocket I cut on a fold, and I cut it 18 inches long or wide and about 8 inches tall. And I put the batting up and under that piece when I opened it up and ironed it down. And now I'm going to put this along the bottom of the back panel to create an inside pocket. And you want to sew it down the sides and across the bottom. And you want to start back stitch when you start and back stitch when you stop. Once you get your pocket sewed on there, you want to turn it right side out. And you want to push your corners out. Trim it if you need to at the bottom, going close to the seam but not getting into your seam. Turn it right side out, push your corners out. And then I straighten that out, iron over it. And I took a ruler and measured about 6 inches and sewed straight down to form a pocket. And then I used the ruler again and measured another 6 inches over and sewed straight down and made another pocket. So I have a 3 pocket slot pocket for that inside of the bag, or a 3 slot pocket, however you want to say that.